All right. Well, hey, welcome to Alex, Jack, and Ron. We're talking about A Cognac at the Indy 500. It is an independent film. It's a short by Alex, my friend. And just to give you a quick synopsis, everybody, this is going to be available for a limited time on YouTube, and then we'll let Alex explain where and when, if at all, you'll be able to see it from there. But it's a young boy determined to solve the riddle of death. He approaches his dying granddad for answers. So before we dive into kind of the movie and just talking about it a little bit, why don't you each introduce yourselves and tell everybody what role you play within the film? Alex, you want to start? Alex is frozen. Ron, Ron, would you like to start?
Let me take over. My name is Ron Littman, and I play the role of Buddy, the dying grandfather.
All right, Jack, how about you?
My name is Jack Wheeler, and I play the role of Nathan, the grandson.
All right, and Alex is a writer and director. He's my friend. He's from the League of Cinephiles. I don't even know if he's on anymore. I just see a little thing there, so I'll talk a little bit about him. I've had the opportunity to join him. So it's less than 30 minutes. I watched it today. Some general thoughts just right off the bat. Okay, Buddy is quite the gem. I say that in a good and bad way. Like, I love to hate him at the beginning, and then I switched. You become like a conundrum to me because you're so angry and so like bitter biting. And then when the conversation starts to talk about faith a little bit, you soften. And excellently done, first off.
Thank you.
The camera work in this is phenomenal too. The patience that you use with to sit on a character for a while and just let the camera sit and let the actors act. I love that because so many times in these indie films, especially like first ones going out, the camera is like right up in front of somebody. It's constantly moving, all kinds of quick edits that don't need to happen. And I was drawn into that. The lighting is outstanding. The warmth of that compared to contrasting with Buddy's coldness and just the overall coldness of what's going on at the beginning. With that whole tone is angry and just mean, biting again. And the warmth of that, it messes with me and I loved it. I thought it was beautifully, beautifully lit. Okay. The acting drew me in too. It was good because I love single setting, dialogue driven elements. It's like a stage play. Mm-hmm. So what is the significance of the story for everybody? What is where did you pull from? What influenced you, or how did you build out your characters? Or Alex, even when you're writing this, what are you thinking? What was your guidance and your point that you were trying to make?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to kind of make a film that dealt with kind of a lot of the lingering questions that I knew kind of were not just personal to me, but personal for everyone, right? I think that's what makes this film as powerful it is and why we're actually releasing it when we're releasing, around a familiar time when, a lot of these themes are would hit a extra hard. And I know there are a lot of films out there, regardless of genre, that dealt with grief. I knew I didn't really want to tap into that market because, everyone basically has done it. I wanted to tap into kind of pre-grieving. I mean, if you watch Succession, you get the reference. But on a more serious note, this film deals with kind of death, obviously, from the point of view of someone in Nathan who's not going through it and is reacting to it almost. And a character like Ron who is reacting to his impending doom. I didn't really kind of feel interested in any of the after effects of that, right? I wanted to kind of tap into kind of the preparation aspects. And then more in regards to, the themes, especially, like I said, kind of the lingering questions. This is stuff, ever since I was like 8, 9 years old, I would lay down in my bed, look up at my ceiling and think, hey, one day I'm gonna, I'm not gonna be here one day. And it's grim, and it makes you think how kind of unfair life is, and how important it is to kind of live a life that you're proud of. And that's something that Buddy is very kind of he's not comfortable with, and it's something that Jack has so many questions about, questions that he's obsessed with getting answered. And I felt like, especially the dynamic between these two characters was so interesting, not just generationally, but in terms of their viewpoints. And I kind of felt like it was a conversation that I wanted to display from the cinematic kind of art form.
So Ron, when you're building the buddy of, or the character of Buddy, the buddy of character, what, how did you craft that character? What experience did you pull on, or what were you like thinking? Just tell me a little bit
Well,
about that.
well, I mean, I'm not far off from Buddy's situation, although I'm not dying. But you get to a certain age, and you start to look back on choices that you've made, good, bad, and no choice at all. And then, I really discovered that I said to Alex, this script is the 5 stages of death: anger, denial, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And I followed that because it really is there, whether he was conscious of it at the time in writing it. That's what it is. So it was easy. That's kind of like the street signs. It's anger at the beginning,
Hmm.
denial, then it's bargaining, then it's depression, and then at the end he accepts that this is it, man. I am what I am. I did what I did. I'm sorry for the bad things. And he doesn't want his grandson to have this negative part of his life. I
Hmm.
mean, he can't control that, of course, but that's his desire. So, if that answers your question, it was very easy to fit in because Alex had really laid it out very, very well. And, as an actor, just relax, let the words live, and fight a little with Alex. Alex, what are you doing?
Nice. Well, Jack, as the grandson, as Nathan, and obviously you as a younger actor, you don't have as much life experience to draw from, but that doesn't mean that you don't have any life experience to draw from. But how did you approach this character?
Yeah, so with like the help of Alex, I think I definitely was able to like kind of craft, I guess, the character of Nathan. He like, starts out very, I guess he starts out really like kind of like prideful, and he doesn't really want to show an emotional side to him. And so I definitely was focusing on that at the very beginning. But I think, I guess like, I think I'm a pretty sympathetic person. I have I have a lot of feelings, and as the film kind of goes on and character of Nathan grows, like more and more emotionally vulnerable, I feel like I was able to like easier connect to that. But overall, just like with the help of with Alex, and just really just living in the character, I was able to be Nathan there.
Well, I got to tell you, the ending shot, the continuous take of Nathan coming out, going down the stairs, the camera following him, and then him having that moment, and then deciding to go back in, and the camera following, and then, it switches at the very end so that we get the wide, and it was powerful. It was nice because it was a really good moment there, and you watch Nathan's hand go over, and Well, that was weird. I'm going to make sure I keep that in the edit because Alex is upside down.
There we go. Now we're back.
That's staying in there, dude. That's but let me just some things during the production. Like, what was one of your favorite moments during the production for everybody? This
My
is
gosh.
Oh wow.
Nothing, because the entire film, everyone, regardless of on camera or off, was super into it, and we didn't want to break a sweat. No. For me, that would have to be a lot. Something that sticks out to me, not necessarily as a fun moment. Something I'll remember though, is when we had to build the bed, right? And you know, for yeah, Ron, you can see Ron's face. You know, as a viewer, it doesn't seem too kind of it doesn't seem like, you know, too much of an ordeal. But it really was something where, you know, once we got on set and we had to build the bed, we had thoughts about how can we do this. You know, the entire movie is set, you know, obviously with Buddy in the bed. You know, how it doesn't work if he's on a chair. That's just not the same dynamic. He has to be. It's a very specific. You know, the film, the storyboards leading up to it, they were very specific. In the film, and obviously the location is so specific, and there's so many logistical things we had to follow. So obviously we don't get our insurance doesn't kick our butts, but so building the bed was something I won't forget because of how you guys, hopefully we shot it in a way where you don't see it, but that bed, you know, if only we put it in a museum like the Academy Award Museum, you could see it for what it actually was, because it certainly was something. It's not your average bed, that's for sure.
It was my home for 2 days.
well, how long were your shoots?
Pretty long. You know, usually as an actor, you know, you do the shot, cut, you go, you hang out, drink some coffee, smoke a cigarette, do whatever. But I was close to being naked under there because first, you know, it was with these covers and the lights, it's 300 degrees.
Yeah.
So all I have on is the T-shirt, and I'm going, well, I'm not going to get up and put my clothes on and then take my clothes off. So once I got there in the morning, I'm in that bed until we went home at night.
So, that's definitely getting into character right there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Jack, any favorite moments?
AC either.
Middle of summer.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, Jack, any favorite moments?
Yeah, well, I don't think I was present for the building of the bed. I don't think so. That's not up there for me. But what really sticks out to me is really being able to like see just the location that we were in. The Woodrow Wilson house was spectacular. I mean, all of the like, you know, like they're almost like artifacts. I mean, like the things in there, like the paintings and the art and just the like, you know, the really like old chairs and chandeliers, and it was really, really interesting to look at, and you know, it definitely puts you in the setting of the film.
Yeah, it really did. Instantly, it emitted wealth and substance. You know, and good Lord, the giant rooms. I mean, and you can't see the ceiling. You know, you don't even get, so you get a sense that this is a monster size house and that Buddy has done well despite any regrets. So
the neighborhood's a really good one. One building up is Jeff Bezos' new house.
Oh wow. Why didn't you shoot in there? You're tackled before you even get to the doorbell.
We wanted to shoot somewhere where there were actual ghosts, not living ghosts. So
Nice. All right. What Alex, as a beginning filmmaker, what's something that you learned during this production and this process that you that shaped you in one way or the other? You know, it's either a positive or a negative, but that you would tell other aspiring filmmakers, like, this is what I learned, and either do this or this is what I learned and don't do this.
Yeah, I would say easy for me. It's listen to everyone. it's don't get caught up in your own kind of role in the film, especially let's say you're a director and you have this level of authority. And don't get too caught up in that, and listen to everyone, actors included, especially, as they at a certain point will know the characters a lot more than you will. So they're going to add ideas that you won't even think you wouldn't have even thought about. There's one of my great mentors. He told me this is something I take from film to film, that I make writing and directing. He told me, you don't know what you don't know. And these guys, they have better at a certain point, wherever we are in the process, they're going to have better ideas than me. And some of the best moments, whether it's a big Hollywood blockbuster or a small indie film, some of the best ever cinematic moments are ones that are improv, not in the script. So, and that's just on camera, right? Off camera, you have, lighting, you have kind of PD, you have costumes, so many different people, that again are going to have better ideas than you do. And it's about kind of filtering those out and listening, and, your film's going to 100% benefit because of that.
Outstanding. Well, when you were, having some technical difficulties, Ron was talking about, getting in character and going over the script and just, the progression. And then one of the key steps was arguing with you, which is, I took it to be exactly what you were just talking about, the refining of the character, the, diving into it so that not only Ron can make it his own, but also, so that you work collaboratively and get to that point where what we have, and you have these excellent performances in a very short period of time, and this from the setting and everything. Alex, I gotta say, bluntly, I'm surprised. This was really good. Okay, and not because like I'm surprised that it's good because it's you. It's because it's a first project, and this is not what I was expecting. Truly. I've seen some entry level things, and good Lord, I've seen some things that had full on productions this year alone that I'm like, no, you somebody needs to take the camera away from you. So I mean, kudos to you, to Ron, Jack, the rest of the crew, because you put together a really great story and a package all at once that looks great, that sounds good, that tells a wonderful story, and visually, not only just through the script and through the dialogue, but visually I'm drawn into it as well. So congratulations on that, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, Alex, tell me, where are people going to be able to watch this? How are they going to be able to view this?
Yeah, so you can watch it starting on December 22nd. On YouTube, it's going to be available for a quick 2 weeks before we go back onto the festival circuit, so make sure to watch it while it's still up. And thank you again, Chris, for having us on and for enjoying the film. It truly means a lot.
Absolutely. Well, yes, and I'll make sure we're going to put the link in the description so that you can watch a Cognac at the Indy 500. Alex, Jack, Ron, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great. I appreciate the opportunity to view it also, and best of luck during the festivals. I can't wait to see some awards. So Alex, reach back out.
We already have a couple. Jack over there is already an award winner, so
nice. Rock on.
So we can't wait to get Ron his well-deserved statue.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Hey, I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.